At number 10 spot, we have Demon on the Dresser. In this video, a woman was in her home when her cat started to stare at the dresser in the room and started to pace back and forth. The cat's hair on its back then stood up, which never means anything good. Cats' hair on their back will often stand up when they're extremely scared. Later in the video, while the cat is still staring at the dresser, the cat starts to stand on one of its back legs, and I did some research on this one. When cats feel threatened by a devious predator, they'll often attempt to make themselves appear as large as possible. And you guessed it, perching up on the back legs is part of this survival tactic. If this cat was so threatened and scared, it felt like it had to stand on its back legs, then I'm convinced that this probably wasn't a good spirit at all. At number 9 spot, it's in the house. One family began to report that they were being terrorized by a demon after they conducted a seance to contact a deceased relative. At first, they believed they had contacted their relative, but minutes after, the voice they heard started to alter and change. Soon, the house began to show many signs of the supernatural, and in 2007, this video was posted to prove their experiences. The clip was recorded from 11 p.m. all the way to 5 a.m. and originally the cupboard was closed. After this, the family immediately put their house for sale, so I really feel bad for the new homeowners. At number 8 spot, we have the case of Brady Wells. 23-year-old Brady Wells had her whole life ahead of her. She was in school and had classes in the next month. So she decided to try and go out to the Grand Central Station, which was a nightclub in Longview, Texas. She then decided to take a drive to her sister's house in hopes that she would go out with her, but her sister was tired and decided to stay in bed. Despite being alone, Brady still went to the nightclub, but this would be the last time she would be seen. Brady was recorded on CCTV surveillance footage entering Grand Central Station alone, and she was seen leaving alone around 12:30 a.m. The footage shows Brady leaving the nightclub. However, a man with a white cowboy hat is following really close behind her. At first, you think they are going separate ways, but the shadow in the video when they leave show Brady getting closer to this guy. After days of no reply, her family reported a missing person and an investigation was underway. They found that her car seat had been moved back as if someone taller was sitting in it, and a gas canister was found that didn't belong to Brady. At number 7 spot, we have witch sighting. So this next one is from TikTok user elkukui.tv. It seems like he's on a nightly patrol stopped outside of a rundown house. It's the dead of the night and he's the only one there with only a flashlight to help him. Around the first part of the video, we see a dark face peeking at the right side of the window, but it seemed that the person recording didn't even happen to notice. My seat is already out of the chair and you know this guy is going to have an encounter soon. It's said by some that he encountered a witch in her own home, which is why she quickly tried to spook him away once she saw him.
Bismillah. Bismillah. Hey! A'udhu billah. A'udhu billah. Hey!
At number 6 spot, we have an aggressive spirit. Now onto the TikTok realm, we have a scary video by the user James Fitzpatrick. In the TikTok, we have a guy at what appears to be at his workplace when all of a sudden the power starts to cut in and out, causing the lights to flicker along with all the machines malfunctioning. It seems like this is a regular power issue, but as the video continues, you begin to see that this is being caused by something much more sinister.
Like there's a fucking poltergeist or some shit in here. Oh! God.
In the hub of our list, we have levitation. This YouTuber claimed that she was being haunted by a poltergeist that wouldn't leave her home or her family alone. Days went on with constant banging sounds and objects moving on their own. Eventually, they had enough, and this is what they recorded.
Go.
Specifically, this is the Shapiro residence, and no, I'm not talking about Ben Shapiro. The couple who owns the house is named Philip and Mary, and after they talked about their supernatural experiences with their doctors, they recommended them to take a video, and now this is being claimed as real ghost footage. At a number 4 spot, we have a hospital ghost. Back in 2006, YouTuber Maysville Explorer captured some grainy yet terrifying footage at the now abandoned Hazelwood Hospital in Maysville, Kentucky. The hospital operated for about 60 years prior, but it would gain a bad reputation as being a completely haunted place people should avoid. People in the town would claim that the ghosts inside of this hospital would haunt the entire town. As well, they would report that you can still hear the cries and sounds of the former patients and doctors that used to occupy the halls. The face at the end of the video is what many believe to be a ghost that is still trapped inside of the abandoned hospital. The video was shot between 10 to 11 p.m. by a single person. So much is unknown whether or not this video is real, but regardless, who would want to go up to this hospital just for some small little clip? Couldn't be me. At number 3 spot, we have disappearance of Andrew Gosden. In September 2000, Andrew Gosden was only 14 years old when he went missing. He was a very smart kid, racking up the highest grades in school and showing signs of maturity at a very young age. He was a pretty normal kid doing the usual, going to school, going home, playing games, eating, same pattern every single day. Except on September the 14th, his parents noted that he was much more irritable that day. Instead of taking the bus like he usually does, Andrew decided to go on a cash withdrawal place and take out 200 pounds. This is when surveillance footage captures him leaving the store wearing a Slipknot t-shirt. It was there where he bought a one-way ticket to London, and this is the last we see of him. To this day, his disappearance remains a complete mystery. 2 men aged 38 and 45 were arrested on suspicion of kidnap and human trafficking in London, but both have since been released under investigation. Was he lured to London, or was he there on his own? Who knows? Leave a comment down below of what you guys think happened to him. This is what he would look like if he was still alive to this day. At number 2 spot, we have an abandoned building. This video was posted on Reddit by a now deleted user with the caption, "Dark Demon in Abandoned Building." I mean, first of all, do we really expect anything good from that title? This brave guy decided to record his own adventure and stumbled upon a supposed demon. What even was that? Many people in the comments said it was a demon because the abandoned building has been used for many satanic rituals and other sacrifices. Near the end of the video, we even stumble upon an animal jaw, which was most likely used for a form or ritual. All the way at number 1 spot, we have face swap ghosts. We all loved the face swap feature when it first came out. We were switching faces with our friends, our family, our pets, but this TikToker exchanged his face with something that was much darker. Could this be a ghost in the background or a person standing? I mean, I'm pretty sure if it was a person, we would see them well before and they wouldn't look that dark. This video may stop many from trying out this feature altogether, and I apologize for that. Starting our list right at number 10, we have a cemetery. When someone is recording in a cemetery, it pretty much never ends well. A TikTok account by the name of Parabros was strolling along on an older looking cemetery. The person recording was taking a video of the landscape until his buddy pointed out something odd.
Look at this place. Hey man, what's
up?
This one?
His friend points to a grave that appeared to be damaged and slightly cracked.
It's like,
Yeah.
But as they inspected further, they knew they shouldn't have approached it in the first place.
look at this place. Hey man,
What's
this
up?
one? It's like,
Yeah.
What the? Do you see that?
Almost.
At our number 9 spot, we have automatonophobia. If you don't know what automatonophobia is, it is a fear of human-like figures and faces. This could include wax figures, animatronics, humanoids, the list goes on and on. Basically anything looking like us that isn't us. You may think that the faces in this video are human, but they just aren't. Just take a look.
Dilly, dilly, boom. Close your eyes now. Someone's walking outside and knocking on the door.
Oof. The second face in that video is the one that got me. There's just something so eerie about seeing these faces, knowing they just aren't real.
Number 8, Randonautica. Randonaut led teenagers to find a body in a suitcase while on TikTok in Seattle. So TikTok has been going crazy over this app called Randonautica. The theory is it's based off of quantum energy. So you're supposed to download it and manifest something specific and wait for the app to send you a location. A group of teenagers in Seattle found a suitcase containing human remains near a shoreline.
Guys, we found a suitcase at the beach.
Gabby, go. I'll hold your stuff.
Bro. Wait, open it. Open it. It stinks, y'all.
It washed out.
Oh. Oh. Okay, so she's calling the police so we can see if it's actually a dead body or it's just
food.
In the next clip, you can see police and fire trucks surrounding the beach. Seattle police officers later confirmed the contents inside the suitcase were human remains and said investigators have found several other bags in the area, also body parts. Number 7. Aruba Island. Now, Google Maps is a great tool to use when you're interested in getting a perception of a certain area or location, and it gives a pretty accurate depiction. But in this one spot, it's very graphic for viewers. In Tanzania, there's a spot called Aruba Island. If you search it in maps, the only option to explore is quite the nightmare. The location brings you into a building with blood-covered walls and a body on the ground. There's text on the doors and walls saying liar, traitor, you trusted the wrong guy, turn back now, you're too late, with an image of a man holding a machete. Now, I'm not sure how this person was able to capture this gruesome sight, but let's just hope it's not real.
Coming in at number 6, we have a nightly patrol. So this next one is from TikTok user elkakui.tv. It seems that he's on a nightly patrol, stopped outside of a rundown house. It's the dead of night, and he's the only one there with just a flashlight to help him. Around the first part of the video, we see a dark face peeking at the right side of the window, but it seemed that the person recording just didn't notice it. It is said by some that he encountered a witch in her own home, which is why she tried to spook him away very quickly.
Bismillah. 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 Hey! أعوذ بالله. أعوذ بالله.
There are many other videos like this with witches and ritual spots. Right in the hump of our list, a terrorizing art piece. This one is a little bit disturbing, but it's justified since it's technically an art piece. But really, it's one odd art piece. So let's just get right into it. It seems like a descent into madness. He starts fairly emotionless, but as he adds more and more makeup, he begins to change the way he acts as well. It's just as if he's literally transforming into this monster. I actually enjoy when people get fully into their craft. It just shows their passion.
Coming in at number 4, the undiscovered universe. Now, if you're one to lay in bed and keep awake from your thoughts, you probably shouldn't watch this because you may know just how possible it could be to get abducted by aliens. This TikTok shows you just how big our universe is, as it zooms out of Earth, our solar system, out of our galaxy, displaying just how tiny we are compared to the world that we know around us. I think that anybody looking to explore it will find much more than they bargained for, as it may be only a one-way ticket out of Earth.
All the way at our number 3 spot, we have a space swap gone wrong. We all loved the face swap feature when it first came out. We were switching faces with our friends, our family, and even our pets. But this TikToker exchanged his face with something much darker. Could this be a ghost in the background or just a person standing? I'm pretty sure if it was a person, we would see them well before and they wouldn't look that dark. This video may stop many from trying this feature altogether.
At number 2, we have Thunder River Rapids. Now, if you're up late at night getting excited about going to the theme park in the morning, you probably shouldn't watch this. In Queensland, Australia, at the Dreamworld theme park, a horrible tragedy occurred. 6 passengers boarded the Thunder River Rapid ride, 4 adults and 2 children. When you're at the end of the ride, you're taken up to the departure. Now, the water pumps were not working properly, causing the water levels to drop, causing the raft to flip over completely. So what ended up happening was the 2 adults got stuck under the raft, causing them to slowly drown. And since the conveyor belt was still going, they ended up getting crushed to death. Now, luckily the 2 kids flew out of the ride as it flipped over, but unfortunately the 4 adults didn't make it. This leads us to our last one, Seen at Midnight.
Popular rapper X made an impact on many of this generation before sadly passing away. He wanted to be involved in his fans' lives as he wanted to help them through anything they were facing, as much as he could through his music.
After passing, some fans went to visit his tomb where they got to see X for a last time, but it wasn't just a stone. This video shows someone visiting the site late at night. They filmed the glass, which shows not just a reflection, but you can see a glimpse of the rapper's face. Now, fan or not, this one is bound to keep you up at night and the day.
Kicking it off at number 10, Tesla Cemetery. This video was posted to TikTok on September 28th, 2021. This video shows a group of friends driving a Tesla through a cemetery, and the Tesla picks up people standing near the car.
Bro, your Tesla sees dead people!
Teslas are very high tech in terms of detecting when people or cars and things are around it. Maybe there are some people standing outside of the car, but I didn't see anyone in the video. And I mean, in a cemetery, I wouldn't be surprised if a Tesla detected some presence standing there. Now at number 9, shifting. There's so much to say about shifting, but I'm gonna try and keep it short. I'm gonna start off with a video that has pictures of it that best describe what shifting is like. Shifting is an expansion of our consciousness. One can only do it if they believe it, fully believe that they can do it and it's possible. There's also specific methods that a person can use to make shifting easier. Here's a video that best describes what it is.
Shifting is just moving or becoming aware of your consciousness in another reality, and there are 2 main theories on this: the multiverse and the perspective. People like myself who believe in the multiverse theory believe that there are an infinite number of realities within the multiverse, kind of like the MCU. And in some of these universes, you exist, and when you're shifting, you're moving your awareness from your consciousness in this reality to your consciousness in another reality. The perspective theory believes that your brain creates the reality around you, so you see your hand the way that you see it because your brain is making you do that. These people believe that shifting is just having your brain change the way you see reality around you. The multiverse theory is more backed by scientific research, but both are valid.
If any of you have seen Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, that movie explains shifting pretty well. When Wanda in the movie dreamwalks into her other self in a different universe, it's pretty similar to that, and is fully backed up by scientists that say it's 100% possible and real. The fact that if someone tried hard enough, they could step into another universe, let's say, but with your same consciousness is absolutely insane. Moving on to number 8, Bathroom Ghost. This TikTok was posted on June 5th, 2021 by a TikToker that had taken many videos around his house of paranormal things that had occurred. I cut the TikTok short for the sake of the video, but here it is, and make sure you look at the door in the corner.
Shutterstock Music.
He continued with the video going into the bathroom to show that no one was there at all. He has had many other paranormal things happen with that same bathroom. I did a bit of research on bathrooms to do with ghosts and everything, and this is what I found. When paranormal activity occurs in a bathroom, it's typically a demon or poltergeist causing those things to happen. Here at number 7, Mandela Effect. A TikTok was posted on March 26th this year, and it was a video of Mandela effects people posted on Reddit. If you don't know what the Mandela Effect is, I'll explain. The Mandela Effect is an observed phenomenon in which a large segment of the population misremembers a significant event or shares a memory of an event that did not actually occur. This phenomenon was named the Mandela Effect by a paranormal researcher who reported having vivid and detailed memories of news coverage of Nelson Mandela dying in prison in 1980s. Now here's the TikTok with a bunch of Mandela effects.
Which Mandela effect messed your head up the most? Fruit of the Loom logo with a cornucopia. The Monopoly guy not having a monocle. To be honest, the Berenstain Bears still makes me uncomfortable. The fact that Shaggy doesn't have a protruding Adam's apple. It's spelled Febreze, not Febreze. Fruit Loops became Fruit Loops, then Fruit Loops again. Literally the Mandela effect. Could have sworn he passed away way before 2013. Pikachu's tail having a black end. Pikachu doesn't have that. The fact that there is no record of Tinkerbell ever appearing in the beginning of Disney movies, drawing the logo, and dotting the I with her wand before flying off screen. Apparently Kit Kat has no hyphen. Looney Tunes, not Looney Tunes. I was convinced it was Tunes, as in cartoons. C-3PO has one silver leg. Every costume gets this wrong. Curious George ain't got no tail.
What's crazy is I personally remember all of these being real, but apparently they weren't. Taking our number 6 spot, Little Doll. This video was posted on May 21st this year and was taken by someone driving down a secluded dirt road. They were driving and spotted someone or something that to me looks like a little doll, like one of those little Russian dolls. It looks like something kind of like an apple orchard to me, but not in season. In the video, it looks like it's digging at the end of a power line, and as the people in the car drive up to it, they roll up their window and stop in front of it, only for it to just run away. Could it be a ghost, a little girl, an alien? Coming in at number 5, time. The perception of time is very relative, and there's so much to say just about time. But this TikTok was posted on March 20th this year, and the video is a TikTok creator just basically talking about things in time that don't really make sense.
We landed on the moon before we started putting wheels on suitcases. Picasso and Snoop Dogg were alive at the same time. Everything you see in this 1991 Radio Shack ad exists in the smartphone that you're holding in your hand right now. Sharks have been on this earth longer than trees. Cleopatra was alive closer to the invention of Snapchat than the building of the pyramids. We are now closer to the year 2040 than the year 2000.
As humans, our perception of time is generally already messed up. Everyone has a different perception of time, and your perception of time can change suddenly and be altered. Things that can alter someone's perception of time are characteristics of the time experiencer, time-related behaviors, judgments, context of a time period, and activities during a time period. I mean, some things can feel like 5 minutes but be 2 hours and vice versa. Now at number 4, optical illusions. An optical illusion is created for the purpose of altering how you see something.
Shutterstock Music. Shutterstock Music.
The video is longer and continues with more like that, but what's crazy about some optical illusions like that one is it can tell you how your brain works, essentially. With some, depending on what you saw first, it can tell you what kind of person you are in certain situations. Others, depending on what you see first, can tell you if you are more left brain prominent or right brain prominent. And a majority of the time, they are quite accurate, all by just what you see first in a photo. Other optical illusions like the dress can just tell you you're silly if you see white and gold. Please don't attack me for that one. Number 3, girl in the mirror. This TikTok was a video of a girl lip syncing to a song, but then was reposted by another account. This video shows a girl sitting beside a mirror lip syncing, and then she turns the camera toward the mirror 3 times. The first time, everything's normal and fine, and the second time there's a little girl with long black hair that looks like she has a white dress on, kinda like the girl from the movie Ring. The third time she turns her phone toward the mirror, the girl is gone. Now maybe it was her friend and it was a prank, or maybe it was a ghost or a demon. Here at number 2, the ocean. The ocean is very mysterious because we do not know a lot about it.
Shutterstock Music.
Yeah, people say things like megalodons aren't still alive, but if we've only explored less than 5% of the ocean, how do they know for sure? I mean, that TikTok shows just how deep the ocean really is, and look at how much water there is on Earth. Here's a video of just a few things found in the ocean.
Shutterstock Music.
Not to mention all those missing boats and planes we still haven't found, and the creatures we haven't discovered because we haven't gone deep enough. taking our #1 spot in the universe. This TikTok was posted on September 18th, 2021, and it's a video that just kind of puts things into perspective about the universe for us. We are on a floating rock in space. Legit just a floating rock. And we've managed to create the internet? This video is just mind-boggling. It's hard to wrap my head around. And we barely know much about our own solar system, let alone others out there. Aliens, other livable planets, other humans, and so much more.
At our number 10 spot, we have Zach Latham. This young TikToker was formerly dubbed as the kid who killed for clout. Whether it be for clout or for pure violence, what he did was truly tragic. The story was that Zach was having many issues with his neighbors due to driving recklessly around the neighborhood. A viral video went out of one of his neighbors arguing with him inside of his car. In the video, he appears to call her Karen many times, and we all know what a Karen is, so I don't have to explain it here.
What are you gonna do, Karen?
That's not my name, so get my name straight. Go ahead.
You okay, Karen? Go ahead, get my tag.
Let's go.
Get my tag, Karen.
My name is not Karen, so get my name straight.
Get my tag, it's okay. All because my car is loud. 3 cop cars.
Right after the argument, Zach allegedly drove the car into her son's bike, which almost ran him over. The son's dad, William Durham Sr., would confront Zach at his own home and enraged of what he did to his son. Zach's wife was there recording the whole thing on TikTok. And yes, he had a wife at 18 years old. After a heated argument, the two would get into a physical altercation where Zach would stab William in the armpit, puncture his lung, causing him to pass away. The reason why many people believe he did it for clout was because his wife was recording it, but I think this was a little bit of a case of a kid just going a little bit in the head, and guess what? He's in jail now.
Now at number 9, Chow Kiyome. Chow was a TikToker who would post normal videos about what she was doing that day or dancing videos, and she was also a crane operator. One day she was live streaming on TikTok while inside the crane and accidentally misstepped, and her phone ended up falling 160 feet out of the air, where she then passed away due to the fall.
At a number 8 spot, we have Cassie Compton.
God, somebody pray for her. Okay. Somebody pray for her. Please. Oh my God. This is dazzle. Holy.
In January 2021, a TikTok video went viral showing a woman in the backseat of a car full of guys which appeared to have 2 black eyes looking directly at the camera almost as if she was asking for help. They had thought this was a girl who was named Cassie Compton who had gone missing, but these two were in fact different people. The woman in the video is actually named Haley Grace Phillips, and she was missing, but her reason was that she was recently robbed by a group of women, and the people in her car were her friends helping her find them. Now she has since disabled her account, which only adds to the mystery of what truly happened to this girl.
Now at number 7, Jin Kid. Jin Kid was a very big TikToker who almost had 1 million followers, and he posted comedic impressions. But in October of 2021, he was arrested after police found his wife and her friend's body in his apartment. He shot his wife once and her friend 3 times. Her and her friend were actually in a relationship, and it was confirmed she had an affair. However, her and Jin Kid broke up weeks prior to the incident, but he was still mad and he said that's why he did what he did. This was the last video he ever posted just hours before the crime.
Alright, so what do you call yourself, tough guy, huh? Como se llama?
Antonio Montana. And you? What you call yourself?
Listen, buddy, I'm the only one that asks questions around here, pal. Got
Jin Kid is currently being held in prison without bail.
Y'all.
Yalla.
Y'all know. Wait, let's try the Scarface one.
Okay. At a number 6 spot, we have Randonautica. So TikTok has been going crazy over this app called Randonautica. The theory is that it's based on quantum energy. So to play, you're supposed to download it and manifest something specific, something like about money or the love of your life, something like that. Then you wait for the app to send you coordinates of a location. A group of teenagers in Seattle did this and ended up finding a suitcase containing human remains near a shoreline. It shows the group stumbling upon a small black suitcase. They initially think it's filled with money since they manifested it. Curious as to what's inside, one girl opens the top and lifts it from a distance using a wooden stick, revealing a black plastic bag filled with something.
Guys, we found a suitcase at the beach.
Gabby, go. I'll hold your stuff.
Bro. Wait, open it. Open it. It stinks, y'all.
It washed out.
Oh. Oh. Okay, so she's calling the police so we can see if it's actually a dead body or it's just food.
As soon as she opened it, the smell was overwhelming. They then called the police, and the next clip showed police and fire trucks surrounding the beach. Seattle police later confirmed the contents inside of the suitcase were in fact human remains, and said investigators had found several other bags in the area also with body parts. Right in the hump bar list we have Bethany Martin. This case went viral, so you might know about this one if you're on TikTok a lot. The story goes that on July 28th in San Antonio, Texas, Bethany Martin and her minor friend saw someone who had taken their own life hanging from a drainage ditch. A pretty horrific sight, and any regular person would report it immediately, right? Instead of calling the police, one of the teams actually filmed the body and even stole the necklace that was attached to it. I know, it's even so crazy to imagine this type of thing. They then posted on Snapchat, in which for obvious reasons can't be shown in this video, but they also took it to TikTok to post about the incident. Just seems like natural selection. Like, why would anyone record a crime when it will be used for evidence in the future? I don't get it.
Now at number 4, Kalisha Williams. Kalisha was a young teen who would often post TikToks dancing to songs. In 2020, 16-year-old Kalisha had been invited to an Airbnb by her friends for a party. Her parents had talked to the mother of the party and confirmed she was there to supervise everything, so Kalisha's parents thought it was okay. That night around 12 a.m. she started to make a TikTok dancing to a song. That TikTok was in fact her last. She had started recording, and then halfway she stopped recording when someone entered her room. "30 minutes later, she was being carried out of her room by her friends after her friends heard shots coming from her room. She was then taken to a hospital where the doctors tried to revive her, but they were unsuccessful, and she passed away due to a GSW. Now coming in at number 3, Claire Miller. Claire Miller was a 14-year-old small TikToker who would post seemingly normal videos. This was the last video she ever posted. After posting it, she took her sister's life. Her sister had a condition called cerebral palsy, and she would often go with her to her doctor's appointments and stuck by her during difficult times. But one night in February 2021, things took a turn for the worse. The whole family went to sleep like normal, and then around 1 a.m., Claire took a knife into her sister Helen's room and proceeded to take her life. Claire then covered her sister's face with a pillow and called the police, sounding frantic, confessing what she did. On February 22nd, 2021, Claire was then arrested and charged with homicide.
All the way at our number 2 spot, we have the 144 video. This video wasn't uploaded by the maker, but you'll see why. Instead, this video circulated all over TikTok. This 2019 video showed a Russian teenager named Gleb Koroblov. Gleb was sitting on the couch when he then said a quote and then took his own life using a semi-automatic rifle. An explanation for the video surfaced on 4chan saying, quote, "According to a friend, the young man decided to take his own life after a quarrel with his girlfriend on the basis of jealousy. Before he passed away, he said a quote directed to his girlfriend in which translated to, quote, Nikita, if you tell my parents about this too quickly, I'll get you from beyond the grave. I know you have their phone number."
Now coming in at number 1, Cooper Norwegia. Cooper Norwegia was a 19-year-old social media star with over 1.8 million followers on TikTok. He joined the app in 2019 and built his following with comedy, skateboarding, and lip-syncing videos. Cooper's last TikTok was this video, which has since been deleted. This video he posted was talking about how he felt how he wouldn't live very long and that he would pass away young. 20 hours after posting that video, Cooper did unfortunately pass. Cooper was known for struggling with his mental health, and a bit before he passed, he even posted a video talking about mental health. He'd also once said, quote, "I've been struggling with addiction since I was 9 years old. You might think that's crazy, but that's the life I've been dealt." Law enforcement officers found Cooper unconscious after people who passed by made a 911 call. A medical examiner had said, quote, "That after an autopsy, a cause of death has not been determined."
At a number 10 spot, we have Ghost in the Basement. This chilling video by YouTube user Advil with 4 L's has got to be one of the most genuine and realistic recordings that I've ever seen that involves a ghost. In October 2015, the user reported hearing noises and other various voices coming from their basement. However, this wasn't the first time, so this time around, he decided to record what he was hearing, but as he began the recording, this is what happened.
I heard some noises again. Hello?
I don't know if you got that last second glimpse, but I'll play it one more time, but in slow motion. I mean, you can clearly see legs and someone moving. Either this is one of the most realistic ghost pranks, or there was something really there in his basement. Number 9, barbershop apparition. YouTuber GQ Kutch shared a very interesting video on YouTube capturing a possible ghost inside of a barbershop. And I know what you're thinking. Not even the barbershops are safe? Yeah, I know, but sometimes a ghost might just need a trim. In this video, what it looks like a typical workday, there's 3 men. 1 cutting the lady's hair, and 2 by the counter talking to one another. Everything seemed to be going normal at first, but a few minutes in, the 3 men started to experience something they would never expect inside of a barbershop. First, we notice that the blue chair cover begins to move on its own. This is when one of the guys at the counter starts to freak out. But that's not all. Seconds after, the mannequin's head on the top of the shelf begins to move on its own as well. What makes this video very eerie is the genuine reactions of all of them, and how all of this stuff just moved on its own. But after reading the description of the video, I discovered that the barber found out that the shop was built on a Native American cemetery back in the day. So this would explain a lot. Number 8, Mr. One-Way Ghost. In the infamous dragged across the hallway. Back in 2013, YouTube channel GHD posted a video capturing one of the most aggressive ghosts ever caught on camera. CCTV footage captured this noticeable black entity attacking a man inside of a hall before doing something we only see in movies. I couldn't imagine just getting pushed to the ground, then dragged across the hallway by my leg, by something I can't even see. Luckily, the man is able to break free at the end of the video and he runs away. But if this footage turns out to be the real deal, then we have a real issue on our hands with ghosts being able to fight and all. Number 6, hospital ghosts. Back in 2006, YouTuber Maysville Explorer captured some grainy yet terrifying footage at the now abandoned Hazelwood Hospital in Maysville, Kentucky. The hospital operated for about 60 years prior, but it would gain a bad reputation as being a completely haunted place people should avoid. People in the town would claim that the ghosts inside of this hospital would haunt the entire town. As well, they would report that they can still hear the cries and the sounds of the former patients and doctors that used to occupy the halls. The face at the end of the video is what many believe to be a ghost that is still trapped inside of the abandoned hospital. The video was shot between 10 to 11 p.m. by a single person, so much is unknown whether or not this video is real, but regardless, who would want to go up to this abandoned hospital just for this small little clip? Right in the hump of our list, we have campgrounds. Ever go camping and begin to imagine what could be there out in the woods at night? Well, this is a thought that many of us have when we're camping at nighttime. Camping is just one of those things that keeps us connected to nature, except sometimes that connection is a little bit too strong. YouTuber MBG Films went out on a camping trip with friends and began to record their nighttime activities until he discovered something a lot more terrifying.
This stick's getting pretty damn sharp. Eh?
Oh fuck, the smoke is in my face.
Well, you've been sharpening it for like 2 hours.
No.
You hear something?
Whatever it is in the video, you can all tell that it is walking on all fours and is longer than any human that we know of. As well, the creature appears to be moving very fast as it only appears for a few frames then disappears. What do you guys think this is? A lot of people have claimed that what we see is either a deer or kangaroo, but in my opinion, this looks nothing close to either. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Number 4, Japanese backrooms. Many of us have heard about the backrooms, and for those who don't know what the backrooms are, they're simply a creepypasta that consists of a never-ending maze with randomly generated office rooms. But in the case of this video, this is what they call the quote, backrooms of Japan. In the video, we have a person exploring an abandoned building that is ruined and has graffiti all over it. Other than the fact that the place is creepy looking, nothing significant happens in the video until near the end. A minute and a half in and we begin to hear a baby crying. So the person recording decides to run and find out where it is. As they approach the source, they run into this. Number 3, aggressive poltergeists. Now onto the TikTok realm, we have a scary video by the user Jane. Number 2, ghost encounter on the road. In May 2017, a group of guys were driving down a winding road in Malaysia at night. The roads were clear, meaning they have no issue with traffic at the time. However, there's something else on the road that is a bigger cause for concern. They eventually get to a point of the road when the road armory. It all started when he heard the sounds of chairs moving around the lounge, and this is when he began to start recording. But it wasn't until some doors opened when he realized something paranormal was going on.
Oh, hell no.
This was more scary for the officer because it was noted that he was all alone at the armory that night. So there could be no possible soul that would have opened that door, except if it was a ghost.